Hi, I'm Denise Johnson. I'm here on San Jose State University grounds at the Sigma Chi newly being renovated house. It did not look like this in 2008 when my son was murdered here, November 22nd, 2008. But they claim they found his body in the basement, and it would have been that lower level in the back. They claim that he committed suicide, that he hung himself, but he had no ligature marks on his neck. It took me 13 days to get him home because they would not let me view his body. The coroner wouldn't here in Santa Clara County. And it took me 13 days. When he got to the funeral home, I took pictures, and he had a 6-inch long crack on the back of his head that was oozing brain matter. And his neck was also broken. It wasn't from a hanging. He had no marks, no bruises. Impossible from a hanging. That's impossible. But his neck was broken. We've been fighting this for the last 5 years. We've gone on board with Lawless America, and we hope to take this further than the state of California, because we will never give up in finding who killed my son. I was waiting for justice to work, and justice never worked in my case as it does in so many other cases. If you don't have the money where you can buy justice, it just doesn't work. I will fight this until my end days, my end times. This somebody has to know, everybody. Somebody knows what happened to him. This house was full of kids when he died. There was a party the night before. When he got in, there was a party going on. And there were a lot of kids who knew what happened. They had grief counselors out here. They had the alumni out here. They were notified before I was notified that he was even dead. I wasn't even notified until 7 hours after he had died. The FBI investigated this as a hate crime, a criminal investigation, and it went to Washington, D.C., to Eric Holder's office, where everything stopped. Everything stopped right there in Washington, D.C. We're going to keep screaming and crying and asking why, and why, isn't my voice heard? Why am I screaming and nobody hears? It's a silent scream that we have because nobody's listening. Nobody cares about a student that had everything going for himself, that was on his way to being something in this world. Obama told us to send our children to school and things will be better. Well, things weren't better for Gregory Johnson, Jr. Thank you, Lawless America.
Hi, it's Bill Windsor. I'm standing here in front of the Sigma Chi fraternity house. A young man just drove up on his motorcycle, talked with us for a minute. He's a member of the fraternity. He joined the fraternity after this incident took place here at the house. But a very impressive young man, so it's clear that Sigma Chi has quality people in the fraternity today. He said that he'd heard a lot of stories about this, that even today people burst into tears when it comes up, that he had heard nothing but wonderful things about who he calls Junior, Gregory Johnson Jr., and apparently the guys called him Junior. And he wouldn't go on camera, but he made it very clear from the things that he said that he wouldn't stand for something like this happening, and he thinks that the truth, whatever it is, should come out. And he does say that people are very upset about it, and nobody ever had anything but positive things to say about Gregory Johnson Jr. We've asked a couple of people, nearby fraternities, to go on camera, and nobody wants to do it, but we'll keep asking, and we need help. The family was denied evidence of an FBI investigation on the basis of national security interests. Now, what in the world does that tell us? They claim it's a matter of national security. The death of a young man in the basement of a fraternity house during a party doesn't make sense to me. We need a private investigator who will take this matter and investigate for these people. We have a list of many of the people who were here that night. It wouldn't be a tough job. We need to track these students down now who mainly have probably graduated and get the truth and find out who it is that I believe murdered Gregory Johnson Jr.